Potential is one of my favorite words. I remember playing FIFA back in the day, spending hours upon hours every single day, training my players in the youth academy at 16 years old and seeing those potential numbers being like 90, 95. This player has the chance to be special. This player has the potential to be great. And you put hours upon hours into training these players, and then like 4, 5, 6, 10 years down the track, these players are like on the world stage. They're taking your team to great heights and whatnot. I love potential, and I've always kind of dreamed about having potential. But as I've kind of grown older and I'm in my early 30s, I realized that potential doesn't necessarily mean it's only a matter of when you are young, you have potential to be something great. Potential is basically it's the chance or the fulfillment of one's dreams. A lot of the times, I hear the word potential being used in sports, and it's almost like it overlooks certain attributes of a human being. So you see a really young player, let's say a 20-year-old player in the NBA with lots of different aspects going well for them, athletic, can shoot the ball, can do all these sort of things, and you will say there's a lot of potential. It's a number one draft pick, very, very high potential for this player to be one of the greats in the game. And then a few years later, you see the potential kind of plateau, and you don't see them fulfilling that potential. And a lot of the times, I think we overlook certain things, and some things are not so obvious. So we look at the statistics, right? We look at somebody's height, somebody's weight, somebody's jumping ability, running ability, 40-yard dash, bench press, deadlift, all those type of numbers. How many threes can they make, given amount of time from the three-point line, curling left, curling right, all that sort of stuff that people do in the combines and testing of these players before they get committed to major money long term. But one thing that I look for mostly when I look at young players, regardless of the sport, it's kind of the mentality, the heart. I remember years ago when I first saw Damian Lillard play. He was a rookie. He was in the summer league, and he was taking shots, high pressure situation, daggers. We often call those shots daggers, shots that are kind of like backbone breaking for the other team, or like momentum swinging shots at a very, very young age. At a very young age, like I think it was like 20, 21 years old taking those shots. Or when you see players just built differently, not care about stats, doing the little things which ultimately are priceless for a championship winning team. There are certain things that I've kind of realized that are more important than some of these physical attributes, that heart, that mentality. When I say to you guys that it's just a matter of time before I work my puzzle out, I truly believe it's a matter of time. I cannot explain to anybody what I feel. I cannot explain to anybody what I'm thinking. I try in these videos to explain my passion for this, my vision for this, my dreams for this, but it's very hard for anybody to understand. So when I hear, a lot of you guys talk to me and we discuss certain things, and sometimes I catch myself thinking about what I'm actually writing in these comments, in some of these replies and direct messages. And I'm like, I don't think I'm telling the full story here. People are asking me about, what did you put on in a 6-month period, in a 3-month period? Your programming is bad, or things of this nature. And all I ever want to say to people is, this is a philosophy and this is a lifelong goal. There's no stopping. There's no retreat. We're either dying or we're winning. That type of mentality. It's like, there's no doubt in my mind that I'll work this out, because there's an aspect to me that is undoubtedly like solid. There's no doubt. There's no glimmering light. There's nothing. It's just solid, 100% conviction. I love this. I want to do this for a very, very long time. I don't care if this takes 5 years, 10 years, 50 years. I just have that conviction that this is what I want to do. When I meet 16-year-old guys in the gym and we start talking about certain things, and some people, tell me these are my numbers, and I'm like, wow, that's really, really impressive. And I think to myself, man, I'm 32, this person's 16. Imagine what they could do in 16 years, man. In 16 years of development in the gym. Imagine that. And so I would often say to people, man, in 16 years, you could do wonderful things. You could break world records if you continue working at this craft. And then I realized that if I could kind of transplant my brain to somebody's individual or my experience into a 16-year-old body, that would make sense. That would give me a lot of confidence in somebody's ability to achieve some of these goals. But I know exactly how it was to turn 18, to turn 21, to turn 23, discover going out, friends, girls, different goals. I want to find a wife. I want to start a family. I want to get an education. I need to go to this placement, that placement. I need to study for this test, that exam. There's so many things between 16 and 32. And when I look back, I don't look back my journey and I don't go, I've just completely wasted my time. I'm pretty happy and I don't regret a lot of these things. I sometimes, hindsight is 20/20. I wish I had the knowledge that I have today at 16, but there's no way you can have that, right? Which 16-year-old has a 32-year-old brain that has kind of seen what I've seen, learned what I've learned, discovered the world for what it is? Like, it's just, you can't do that. And for people that have that maturity at 16, who have had exposure, who have had these zooming out sessions when you see life for what it is, and when you see life come and go very, very easily. If you can pack all that in before you're 16, okay, then you might have, the right mentality. You could have all the physical attributes, but if you don't have the heart for this or the mentality for this, you're not going to go through the due course, the process required to do some of these amazing things. And so even though I look at a 16-year-old, I'm like, man, the potential is crazy. The very next thought is, man, he's going to find a girl, man. In a couple of years, he's probably going to find a girlfriend, a very serious girlfriend. She's going to have needs. She's going to put pressures upon him. He's going to want to please her because he loves her. They're going to do things. They're going to change things. He's probably going to develop into a different human being. And what are the chances of that individual at 16 that I'm talking to in the gym? What is the chances of that individual staying on course on this journey of strength, of barbell sports or bodybuilding, whatever it is? There is definitely a chance, but those chances reduce as the other waves of life start hitting his shores. The rock gets freaking chiseled out by water and time. Just water and time, man. Over and over again, wave after wave. It just chisels the damn rock. So even though you might have a passion right now and you are like, man, I got nothing to worry about, this is me. And you are in those developmental years at 16 years old, you still haven't found yourself, who you are, what you want. A lot of people I find go to the gym for almost like vanity reasons. I want to fill out a shirt. I want to impress a girl with my strength, with my looks, with my ability, all that sort of stuff. And I feel like a lot of those things, even though whatever the reason is, gets you in the gym, I always feel like those are kind of like weak examples of energy. All of these things are external. I want to fill out a shirt so when I go to the club, and I'm holding that beer, she can walk past me like, oh, this guy's built, I remember thinking those thoughts. I remember playing basketball and I'd be like, working my upper body and do bicep curls and tricep extensions. Like, for what purpose am I doing that? I mean, I didn't have the knowledge back then that I have now. I would understand that doing bicep curls basically has zero carryover to my ability to play basketball. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, this is a great pump and he's going to fill out a shirt. But all of these things, these external motivators, they're so transient, man. They're so transient because if that girl that you end up meeting breaks your heart, all of a sudden you don't love her, all of a sudden you don't want to go clubbing, all of a sudden you don't have that need to go to the gym and train, right? They're kind of like external factors. You want to do this for somebody else. When you truly work out, the engine room, the heart, the mentality of every decision that you make in the gym, when you finally work that out, and you find an answer for it to be an intrinsic motivator, an intrinsic inspiration, that's when you become really, really powerful. That's when you become a LeBron James who's on top of the mountain and looking up. When you become a Kobe Bryant, looking up. These people are multi-millionaires at the heart of their careers, and they're frothing at the mouth of the next play. They want to shove that dagger deep down your freaking throat. And he's a well-fed, so it seems, well-fed millionaire living on a freaking hill, catching choppers in and out of games. He can have everything in the world, yet he's frothing at the mouth of another opportunity, another Game 7, another finals run. That is somebody that is on top of the freaking mountain looking up. He doesn't care about external factors. He's driven in the right way. He's driven by the right things. And those things are completely in his control. They're not dependent upon other energies. It is him, his soul. It's just a matter of time. And so that's kind of the spot I am right now. No matter what happens, man. Somebody pisses me on the way to the gym. I'm fighting with my wife, fighting with my kids, fighting with my neighbor, fighting at work. Everything's caving in. It's raining, it's snowing, it's windy. I'm lack of energy, I'm fasted. Everything you can think of that we go through as people, you put that in, it should not affect you if you are motivated by the right things. All I want to do is work my puzzle out. It's not dependent about anything. I don't care what's going on. There is a goal here. There is a thing to be worked out here, man. That's it. If I don't rock up, you ain't going to get worked out, man. You ain't going to get worked out if I let all of these external factors get to me. I can't work out tomorrow because, I'm working a 12-hour shift and it's 10 o'clock tonight right now and I can't really get to bed in time and wake up, training, when you're not optimally slept, that's just wasting time. All these stuff. Then after the shift, I have to go home and eat and, I'll sit down for a little, have to let it digest. And after digestion, I got to go to sleep again. And 1, 2, 3, 4 days, 5 days, days that keep going on. You still haven't found the right freaking thing to say to yourself to go train. Nobody cares, man. The majority of people are stuck in the same damn schedule as the rest of us. Everyone's freaking hungry. Everyone's freaking tired. Everyone's feeling the same cold you are. Everyone's feeling the same heat you are. Everyone's saying the same shit to you, man. And how many of those puzzles are going to get sorted out? None of them. None of them. This is where, when I talk to people that are really young and I find them in the gym regularly, I just think to myself, why are you here? Why are you here? You're here for that girl? You're here for that t-shirt? You're here because you're socially awkward? You want to have something to bring to the table? Why are you here? If you're here for your puzzle, you want to work out a puzzle, that's a different thing, man. Are you here for you? Truly? That's what separates the greats, man. That's what separates the greats. Because when you are well fed, when you finally feel that t-shirt, when you finally get that girl, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard the same thing, man. How many times do you see this, man? How many times do you see a guy or a girl get married, find a serious partner, and they let themselves go? The gut pops out, the hips blow out, the double chin starts to become a quadruple chin. How many times do you see that? Why did they do that? Because they're motivators, they're inspirations. That energy is purely external. They are satiated. They are well fed. They're not thirsty no more, not hungry no more. They've reached that comfort. What kept Kobe Bryant waking up 3 o'clock in the morning? He's a multi-millionaire. He can have everything that he wants, yet he pushes. This is why, arguably, he's on Mount Rushmore. These people that we talk about, Mount Rushmore, top 10, top 5, whatever, blah, 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 all these type of things. To me, all these people are the same. They're the same heart, brain. They're wired the same. They just might have different attributes which favor that particular sport a bit better, right? But all these people are wired, interestingly, they're hungry. They're hungry. Jordan was different, man. Different. Ronaldo right now, he's different. He is a workaholic. He invites people over to dinner, feeds them, and then he's like, let's go to the gym. I remember Patrice ever saying, I will never go to freaking another dinner that Ronaldo calls me over, because as soon as I eat, I have to go freaking work out with him. These people are different. They're hungry. They want better. They want more. Most of life is mental. If you can work out that battle within your brain and you sort your marbles out and you fully have 100% clarity of the vision that you want to do in life, it might not be anything to do with barbells and plates. It might nothing to do with weight training. But when you finally have that clarity of what you want to do with your precious seconds on this planet, you become very freaking dangerous. When you get rid of all that crap, all that smoke, all that murky water, and you fully see what you want to do, those are the dangerous people. Not the people that are here because of this, that, the other, blah, 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 all these external factors. When you find that fire within, and if you find it at 16, watch out, man. Watch out. Those are the dangerous people. I'm 32, and I'm saying to myself, it's a matter of time. But if I had this mentality for this sport that I found mid-20s, if I found it at mid-10s, right, mid-teens, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. So if that 16-year-old can overcome that whole girl problem, the wife problem, and he needs the significant partner, and the significant partner understands this fire within, and she does not try to disrupt it, she tries to only feed it and help, those are the people that become dangerous, man. Work out the mental and the physical will come. Work out your heart and everything else will follow, man. I just truly believe that. That's where the potential lies. It's within. It's not an external thing. Peace out, guys.